Has to start somewhere. It has to start sometime. What better place than here? What better time than now?
Just about to leave for my big adventure. I spent almost a year preparing, applying for a language school in Kyoto, getting student loans, finding an apartment, getting a visa, saving up money. Everything prepared, and I was ready. That was 1 year ago. Then, the last week before my flight, I discovered what turned out to be a testicular tumor, and I had to cancel everything, and instead of getting ready to move to Kyoto, Japan, and start learning Japanese seriously, I had to prepare for surgery.
Well, here I am, Arlanda Airport, my first airport out of 4. Just went through security. No questions about my medicine, which is great, but I don't expect that to happen on all airports, because, you know, they were asking all the other people, like, any liquids, but they didn't ask me even after I went through the metal detector. Maybe the cans are laced with lead or something. So right now it's 8:23 in Sweden anyway, and my flight is in 3 hours and 12 minutes. But yeah, it begins. My trip begins. My first airport out of 4. Feels amazing to be finally on my way. See you in London.
I started learning Japanese in 2006, but fizzled pretty quickly. But I kept my books, intending to pick up again at some point. And that point became Christmas 2013. When bored at the dinner table, I took out a pen and paper and wrote down the 60-odd kanji I still remembered to impress the people there with. And it worked. And actually that moment of oohing and ahhing from those people rekindled my interest in Japanese. An interest sprung from my love of video games.
So, Heathrow, London, second airport. Got another 2.5 hours before the flight to Hong Kong, which will be freaking long. It'll be 12 hours, almost 12 hours. So yeah, this flight to London was just a warm-up. Now the warm-up is over. I just have to wait, and then I'll get on the plane and wait some more. But yeah, I'm doing this.
In 2014, I went to Japan for the first time, on a week-long vacation to see some sights and buy many games. But as I got home, just like a Disney princess, I wanted more. A classmate in a Japanese weekend course I was taking said that she wanted to study Japanese in Japan for a year, and that there was this agency, let's call it, that would help out with the paperwork and stuff, for free. I was intrigued. However, I had a job that I felt I couldn't just leave, if that meant that I would have to then come back to Sweden as an unemployed person. But luckily, I suppose, in the fall of 2015, I and several others were laid off as a part of a big downsizing effort by the parent company. At that point I said to myself, why not? I had gotten lucky, so to speak. The company gave us all leave from work in January 2016, because all the shows were completed by New Year's anyway, and to further soften the blow in general, they gave us an extra month's pay. But I was even more lucky, because even though I was not one of the 3 who got to keep their jobs, I was number 4 on the list, and it just so happened that number 1, so to speak, was going on parental leave, and in February to boot. That meant I had 2 months off with pay, and then got to go back to work for another 5 months, that turned into 6 later. It was the perfect opportunity to save up and prepare for my Japan journey.
Hello. Very bright. Now in Hong Kong after 12 hours of flying. Although I have to say the in-flight movie selection thingy was excellent. I saw the Hong Kong Infernal Affairs, which is the Departed, but better. Pulp Fiction from start to finish for the first time, and maybe slept 2 hours max. I don't know. No, I'll just have to, because it's 14:10 or something here. I'll just have to push through to Tokyo in 1 hour, and then 4 hours flight, and then it'll be evening there, and keep it going until I can sleep for real over there, and then I can beat whatever jet lag comes at me, I guess. So, almost done. Next up, Tokyo. This was 3 out of 4, Hong Kong. Hong Kong airport, which has 100 restaurants with 100 people standing in line each, but no fucking convenience store. No 7-Eleven, no Family Mart, nothing. It's annoying as fuck. But otherwise, nice. The view is excellent.
I suppose it was all too good to be true. When I then got the word from the doctor on the Friday before my flight in September 2016 that I had a testicular tumor, it felt like such an anticlimax. I mean, I was halfway out the door already. But I wasn't giving up. I had the surgery, which went fine. Only a couple days later after, I got a hematoma and my abdomen swelled up, which meant I couldn't sit down like normal, and I couldn't walk more than a snail's pace, not to mention turning purple. With hematomas, usually the built-up blood is broken down by the body and dissipates after a few weeks, they said. But for me that didn't really happen, so my doctor and surgeon decided to sort of push the stagnant blood out of me, which didn't hurt, by the way. I was still numb from the surgery. So most of the blood was out, which was nice, but now I had an open wound, so to speak, and I had to wait for it to heal, and that took about 4 months. Meanwhile, I had to go to the nurses every other day to have it cleaned and new bandages put on. Fun times. When that whole business was finally over, it was time for chemotherapy. The bad ball was already out, but I had to take some preventative measures to lessen the risk of it coming back. The cancer, that is. Chemo wasn't too bad. 5 days of laying in a bed, getting an IV of saline, then the chemo agent, then more saline. Meanwhile, going to the bathroom once every hour at least, including nights. Then I lost my hair, of course. But hey, I would never have tried shaving my head otherwise, so at least I got to try that style out. In June I did radiation therapy, because the biopsy had found that beginner stage cancer cells that were on my other one. Radiation therapy was very revealing, but otherwise entirely painless. After that, I'm sterile, but other than that, no bad side effects. A couple of bonus things happened. My early blood tests had discovered lower than normal testosterone levels, so now I take a gel for that daily. And in order to get that, I had to test for sleep apnea, which it turns out I had in spades. So my life now includes putting gel on every morning and sleeping every night with a weird mask on. All my life, I just wanted to be regarded as a normal person, you know?
Now I'm at the Capsule Hotel. It's actually somewhat roomy. I'm sitting up right now and I still have more space than I would have in a regular car. But yeah, Narita, 9 hours. Checkout is at 10 though, but anyway. Just had a nice shower and then I have a robe that doesn't close, but that's to be expected. Still sweating though. Yeah, I'm in Japan. I'm fucking back. It only took 3 years, but still. Yeah, now I'm almost done. Tomorrow it's off to Kyoto to check into my room. And then, and only then, will I truly made it back. So now I'm gonna sleep, and then tomorrow, ashita, shit goes down. Good night.
I don't want to complain too much though. I know I have been very lucky as well. First of all, I got the single most easy to beat cancer that is possible to get, I think, with a 5-year survival rate of 95%. And second, I discovered it before I actually left for Japan. If I had waited to see if it would pass, like I first contemplated, I would have had to move back from Japan within weeks or a month, and the risk of the cancer having time to spread would have been even bigger. This way, it didn't spread at all. At first I thought I could just have the surgery and then move, but I had to cancel everything, so that couldn't happen. Then I aimed at moving for the school starting January, but since the visa application process etc. takes about 6 months, that was out of the question. April then? Nope, because I need to get the treatments done before applying, at least the chemo. Okay, how about July? Almost, but since booking a time for radiation took a while, I had to settle for October again. But hey, going a year late is still going. Now... here I am, reporting to you live from Kyoto, Japan, on October 3rd, 2017. Although it should have been October 3rd, 2016, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm here. I did it. 1 year of we were preparing, waiting, and then another year of doing it all again. And besides feeling relieved, I don't feel too much right now because, first of all, I'm tired. Even though I did sleep last night, I'm still tired and also hungry. And it's weird because all the feelings you might think you're supposed to have at this time, I've already gone through all these feelings at home, pretty much. During the preparation, all the like, I'm gonna feel so amazing, exciting, already been. All the like, I'm so fucking super duper relieved to the point of crying, basically already did that too at home. So I like imagined all the feelings I'm gonna have, so it's like I've already done it, and now I'm here. I'm sort of just feel like, all right, let's do it. Like, let's get on with school and the year and everything. I don't know, like GTA Vice City's parody. I'll cry when I'm done killing. Anyway, yeah, this is my room. Insert pictures here. Yeah, I'll either make a new video soon or add to this one. For now, this is... I need to get out to get some food. Also, a couple things I need around here. I needed the electrical thing to plug in more plugs, because right now I only have one free one, pretty much. And I need a USB 3.0 cable, which somehow I forgot to bring. I think I brought an USB 2.01 by mistake. I need to get like a frame for my JLPT diploma. I need to get a coat hangers. I need to get a bunch of stuff. And primarily I need fucking food. Anyway, over and out. I'm here. Let's do it. Lastly, I would like to take a couple of minutes to thank all the people who have helped me out these last couple of years in different ways, without whom my life would have been much more difficult. The first round of thanks has to go to my doctors and nurses, of which there are many. The doctor at the clinic at home, who I first went to when I suspected cancer, he made calls and got me a booking for an impromptu ultrasound that sealed the deal, so to speak. Unfortunately, I've forgotten his name. Next is my surgeon and Dr. Malin, who of course got rid of the problem quite literally. I want to give a big thanks to the nurses both at the clinic and the urologist's office, who changed my bandages every other day when I was bleeding all the time. I want to thank the oncologists Lillemor and Agneta, as well as the nurses at the chemotherapy unit, as well as their counterparts at the radiation treatment place. And for the last couple of medically related thanks to give, thank you to my andrologist, who decided I should have testosterone treatment due to my low levels, and the people at Aleris, who helped me test my sleep patterns and discovered my sleep apnea. Next is another big one. A major thank you to my friend Lars, who let me sleep on his couch for about a month, which I sorely needed at that point, especially with just having had surgery. Living at a hotel would have been unsustainable. I'll be forever grateful for that one. Thank you to Gogo Nihon, who helped me with my long application process to the school in Japan, only to help me all over again the next year. If I had to do all the application stuff myself, I probably wouldn't even have tried in the first place. And on that note, thanks to Emily, who first mentioned the existence of Gogo Nihon, which put the idea in my head in general, at a time when all I was interested in was just visiting Japan, not living there. Going back even further, thank you to a former coworker, Cecilia, who went on a bike trip spanning the world. She quit her job, sold her apartment, and went on that trip, which inspired me in an important way. Thank you to my main job and all the nice people there who have always been nice to me. And thank you to the 2 new jobs I had this year at IMG and Channel 75. Arigatou gozaimasu to the Japanese people I know and have talked to online for years now, like Homa-san, Yuki-san, Natsuko-san, Tomoyuki-san, and others. Finally, thanks to my sister Jenny for your expected but always appreciated support, as well as everyone else I know who had a nice comment or thought pointed in my direction that I happened to forget to mention here. Thank you very much. Now, I'm living in Japan, and I will do my best to make sure this year will be a great one.